Tony, sometimes we view licensed products as really appealing to a younger market, the teenage market. Of course, there are many properties now that are coming onto the licensed market that are appealing very much to the baby boomer generation. Brands like Woodstock are
Right.
being reborn in order to be licensed. Can you talk a little bit about the opportunities in this area as well?
Absolutely. The extension of the Woodstock brand, which was handled by Signatures Network, which is the merchandising arm, if you will, when was recently acquired by Live Nation. So they have the rights to Woodstock. They created an exclusive program for Woodstock's 40th anniversary that appeared in Target, and then they did some other things with that brand as well. The opportunity with that was not only to reach the customer that may have been in touch with Woodstock when it originally was popular in the late '60s, early '70s, but also the music from a rock and roll standpoint. That rock and roll still resonates with young people today, and those baby boomers that were exposed to the brand of Woodstock and the whole phenomenon of Woodstock are now exposing their kids to it. So it was a win-win proposition for the brand and the retailer, in this case, Target.
While we're on music, Tony,
Yes, Ken.
what occurs to me is I'm just wondering whether at this point, do you expect that there would be much licensing around the Michael Jackson name or franchise?
Excellent point with the untimely death of Michael Jackson, and certainly the incredible event and recognition for him that took place at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. We do see the opportunity for just a huge, huge Michael Jackson memorabilia and everything Michael it's definitely something that's going to happen. The biggest challenge for the family as the owner of the rights to Michael is the fact that there are so many unfortunate possibilities for counterfeiting in this area right now because of his just worldwide popularity as a phenomenon. And that's probably, but the sheer popularity of it, absolutely.
As well as the report that you've just launched about the 100 top global licensors, you've just come back from probably the largest licensing show in the world, which you put on in Las Vegas. What were the key trends that were coming out of that show, both for owners of licenses and also for retailers?
Great. First, let's handle the show itself. We'll talk a little bit about the trends. I think what we saw at the show, which again, as you said, is the largest brand and property marketplace, was planning for the future. So we're there in 2009, in June 2009, but remember, all of the brands and properties that are being marketed during the show were not only for 2010, but we were looking to 2011 and beyond. So from the entertainment standpoint, Disney Consumer Products, Warner Brothers, Marvel, and so on, and all the other major studios were all focused certainly on some of the immediate properties that they might have, but also for the future, for the next couple of years. Marvel was talking about the sequel to Iron Man. Disney was talking about the follow-up movie to Toy Story, and Cars as well, which is a 2011 release. So that just gives you a little bit of a flavor. And as a result of that, what we found during the show was an incredible optimism for the next couple of years in terms of some of the brands and properties that were being discussed and introduced, both on the entertainment side and the corporate side, but just the general buzz looking ahead, both from the retailer, again, and the licensor and licensee side.
And along with the license show, I think that you also attend the large Magic show, which I think also takes place in Las Vegas, and focuses on apparel. Do you see, what do you anticipate there in terms of some of the apparel licensing that we can look forward to seeing?
I think, again, on the licensing side, music licensing remains very, very strong. And what we'll see there will be both legacy licensing, some of the old, maybe deceased in some cases, celebrities that are leveraging their brand equity. So, for example, Bob Marley. There's another huge program for Marlon Brando and Audrey Hepburn.
I saw that. Wow.
Okay. Frank Sinatra and Quincy Jones and other celebrities, again, not necessarily ones that have passed on, but others that have established a true legacy in their music and entertainment area. And another strong license program that we will see for the fall, Ken, will be the Beatles. For the first time, we'll see Beatles Rock Band. And the phenomenon of Rock Band is going to be huge. So there's also an entire apparel program around Beatles as well, done by Signatures Network, the company that I mentioned earlier, that's the merchandising arm of Live Nation.
So it sounds like brands, whether it's an individual or celebrity, brands, whether it's an entertainment product or an automobile or even a home improvement tool, are opportunities for licensing. And the sense I'm getting is that the industry looks with a sense of optimism going forward despite today's economy.
No doubt that there was a strong level of optimism. I moderated both a retail panel, which was part of our opening keynote to the show, which I had the person that runs and heads up licensing for Target stores, and also a person that heads up licensing for Spencer's Gifts, a novelty and specialty retailer. And what we noticed, and the comments from them during that panel, was definitely a level of optimism and interest in licensed product. Little concern over consumer buying habits and how they have changed and what the right price points might be for certain products. But certainly a level of optimism looking not only into 2010, but predominantly beyond that. I think that there's was a strong optimism. I also moderated a panel of 4 top licensing agents who handle dozens of brands, corporate brands, and other types of brands. And again, the level of optimism of these companies, these agents that are now creating and developing and selling corporate brand extensions at retail and developing those programs, also had an incredibly high level of optimism towards the future. So all things said, despite the economy and despite what we might see at retail, we do, based on all the research that was revealed at the show and other elements that we've looked at, we do see a slight uptick looking ahead into 2010 and certainly beyond that.
So relatively good news from here on licensing and an otherwise bleak, although improving economic environment as far as retailing. David, anything else from you in London?
Clearly, Tony, the key to success is having a very strong brand. It's impossible to have a strong global license in a sense without a strong brand. But what advice would you give to brand owners who are looking at the licensing opportunity, both the sales that you can generate and also the extensions of the brands, in order to capitalize on that opportunity?
The advice I would give is hook up with the right partners. So if you choose to do it in-house, then make sure you understand and have the wherewithal to select the appropriate licensees to produce your product. Select the appropriate retailers where that product you feel would be best suited, and then execute those programs with the utmost concern, and certainly create the awareness for your corporate brands. As far as the other side, if a corporation wanted to take the licensing agent approach and have an agent work with them, it involves the same fundamental analysis to pick the right licensing agency where there's the best fit in terms of the goals of the brand, the marketing aspects of the brand, and where the company sees that brand going. Developing the proper style guides so that the product is consistent and so that it's executed properly, and also again using the agent and working with the agent to create a strong licensee program so that you have the right suppliers producing your product, and also helping that brand and working with retailers to develop specific brand promotions and create the opportunities as to where that brand product might best be suited for the store, because sometimes they cross over categories. So it's all those elements. So choosing the right partner from the beginning is critical.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Tony and Ken. If you'd like to learn more about the licensing market, Global License Magazine is a great place to start, and the web address is on the screen at the moment. So from us in London, thank you very much indeed to Tony and Ken in New York.
Thank you, David.